And welcome. My name is Jessica, and I'm an international admissions and recruitment officer at Carleton University and a proud graduate. We have over 61 countries represented in today's event, which is so exciting. We're happy that you decided to tune in on your Saturday and join us as we talk about all the best parts of Carleton University and hopefully answer many of your questions along the way. So before we get started, I want to just stop to recognize that we have folks in various stages of the application process. So some of you might still be waiting for a decision, and others have already received their decision and are working through your next steps. So if you are waiting, we know it can be stressful. It can take 4 to 6 weeks for a decision to be made. Now, that timeline starts from when your application is marked as complete. So that means we've received all of the documents we have asked for. So if you're not sure if your application is complete, I encourage you to log into your Carleton 360 account, look at your checklist, and just make sure that we have everything that your admissions officer has asked for. And if you have already received an offer, congratulations! I think today's session will be really helpful in getting you excited for your next steps and hopefully, again, answering all of those questions that you have. So here's just a brief timeline. You might have seen this before in previous sessions about the important steps that you have to take over the next few months as you prepare for September. I want to really emphasize the importance of watching your email and your Carleton 360 account regularly. All of the updates that we send will be through email, which will prompt you to log into your Carleton 360 account to see what that update is. If you have been given an offer, you have until May 1st to accept, or the date that's indicated on your offer letter. So make sure you're paying attention to that. If you were made an offer of residence, you have until June 8th to accept your place and pay the deposit. So pay attention to that important deadline as well. Now, registering for classes and paying tuition will happen later in the summer. And you guessed it, information will come through your email. So another good reason to keep a close eye. Now, a quick note for any post-secondary transfer students. It can take a while to evaluate your courses for transfer. So if you've submitted your course outlines, expect that your audit will take some time to be prepared and sent to you. So we thank you for your patience on that, as it is quite a tedious process, but we are working on it. Okay, so the process of applying and accepting your offer is only the beginning of your journey at Carleton. Once you begin, you have years of exciting opportunities, growth, and challenges ahead of you. And we want to be there to support you through all of it, because we know that the transition from high school to university can be daunting and sometimes quite challenging. But that's why there are resources at Carleton in place to support students in all aspects of university life. And foundational to that is academic support, because the way your classroom is run, the way you study, the way you write tests and exams, all that will likely be different than high school. So what are some of these supports? They happen in all different areas of campus and the way that they operate. So some are run out of the library, some are through departments and faculties, and many are organized through your peers. So you'll see on the slide, we have a few examples listed. But instead of me listing them in detail, I want you to hear directly from our students and how they've benefited from a few of these resources. So I will invite Rain to introduce herself. Rain, go ahead.
Hello, everyone. My name is Rain, and I'm from Malaysia. Shout out to Malaysian applicant. And I am a third-year environmental engineering student here at Carleton University.
Perfect. Thank you, Rain. And to our next student, Akriti, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Akriti. I'm a second year Bachelor of Arts Psychology student, and I'm from India.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, so I'm just going to stop sharing my screen because I want to just engage in a little bit more of a conversation with our students about their experiences with these different resources. So, Akriti, something new students often wonder about is how will they know which classes to choose? What if they regret a decision they made? How do they navigate that? What are the supports and how have you accessed those supports?
So basically, what I did during my first year was there's a support that we offer. It's called Academic Advising Center. And as a student, first year, or even before registering your classes, you can access those services. Since you've already accepted your offer, you're eligible to do that. And once you reach out to the Academic Advising Center by either email services or drop in later on, they give you information on what classes you could register. They provide you with an audit based on what classes you could take. They give you suggestion based on your course program or like the degree you're going forward to, and they give you all these suggestions that these are the courses that are best for you. Or if you give them your interest, they even suggest you your extra credits that you can do this, you can do that as well. And one more thing, services that they offer you with as well, is if you want to add any changes to your degree, which I recently did. I added a minor in business in my second year, and I took advising from the Academic Advising Center, which is the general advising for all students, the psychology department, the specific department facility that is provided to you. So I took advising from both to which minor is the best for my degree. And personally, I was told by my psychology advisors and the general advisors from the academic services that minoring with business is one of the best for my degree since it goes with my concentration. And further ahead, they help you with how to add it and what they suggested me, like classes that I could start taking in my third year as well, and how my program now is going to look like. So that is one kind of service they offer you. They even suggest you of how if you want to make changes to your element, if you want to graduate faster, they give you a route for that as well. So the academic advising center is super useful if you want to add like changes to your degree or like need recommendation or need to learn how to read your audit or what classes to take. So highly recommend doing that.
Yeah, that's great. I'm so glad that you had a good experience because when you talk about it, it sounds like it could be so complicated. What is the best minor to add? How does it integrate into your degree? Is it going to lengthen my degree? All of these really complicated questions could be made so much more easily understood with the help of an expert being our academic advisors. Great. Okay, so Rain, you mentioned that you are an engineering student, and we all know that engineering classes can be especially difficult, but the engineering department has a specific resource for engineering students, right? The Elise McGill Learning Center, EMLC. Can you introduce us to that?
Sure. So EMLC, Elsie McGill Learning Center, is basically like a tutoring center, and you can tuning for in-person tutor session or online session, which is through Tutor Ocean, which you will be provided the link to register for any session when you first register to be the first year engineering student. And there will be students who have taken the first year engineering courses and math and science courses. That is like upper year student who get up good grades and they can apply to be engineering scholars and teach the first year engineering student by going through the examples questions or answering some quick questions that students have. Yes. So for student in my first year, I was always needed a second help to make sure my knowledge is the way I understand is correct. So we can book 2 sessions of 30 minutes per week and just tuning and talk to the tutor engineering scholars and get some knowledge cleared out. So that was really helpful for me to be success in my first year classes. Yeah.
Yeah, good. It sounds like such a great resource, and it's nice that it's, specific to engineering, so the students are really true experts in what they're becoming experts, perhaps, in what they're assisting you with.
Yeah, and one most important thing to me is that the services is free for all first year engineering students. So it's like legit a real free resources for you to just grab and be good in first year.
That's a great point, Rain. All of the services that we're talking about today are free because we know private tutoring can be quite expensive, but all of these services run through Carleton are free to our students. So just talking about the EMLC for engineering students and other faculties and departments around the campus will have similar opportunities as well. So for example, students in the sciences will have the Science Student Success Center that they can access specifically for those science classes, and then other faculties with different opportunities as well. But in a similar vein as the EMLC, Rain, we also have the peer-assisted study sessions, which we affectionately call PASS. Do you want to introduce that as well?
Sure. That's my favorite session to go in my first year. Because just a little background, I entered Carleton University in the pandemic year, which is fully virtual. And past session offers a weekly group workshop, which there will be a past facilitator organize that virtual Zoom sessions for my year. And students who take that specific courses who interested in can tune in, just join the Zoom session, and we will be discussing the resources, the content that professor taught in the previous week. And it's kind of a refresher for the students to collaborate and understand, reinforce the information we got. And that was a great place to make new friends, like-minded friends, and it's a great resources. Yeah.
Good. And I want to stress that, well, Rain is an excellent student. I know that. So, all of these resources aren't necessarily only if you are struggling in your classes, but it's also just a means to make sure that you're keeping up on your classes. Like Rain said, that your comprehension is on point, and to collaborate with your peers and maybe create other study groups outside of PASS, for example. So, it doesn't matter really where you are in terms of your understanding, comprehension, how well you're doing in the class. It really is for everybody. So thank you, Rain. So before we sign off, I want to go back to Akriti and ask you a question. So with academics in mind, if you could go back and speak to your first year self, what is something you would tell yourself? Either do this, take this resource. What would you do that would just help you do better or feel more confident academically in your first year?
So, speaking, I'm just in second year. I've realized so much. It's like as a first year, was so shy to go to my prof's office hours. And I highly recommend doing that. They're just human beings. They're not going to haunt you ever. They're just there to be friendly. And in my department, especially in psych, since if you want to volunteer with research labs or anything, you have to reach out to profs and go to their office hours, make a rapport with them so that they know you, and you got to introduce yourself to them and keep an eye out for opportunities. That way, when you start building a rapport with them, they know, oh, this is this person who comes to my office hours all the time. And you just don't even have to talk about academics. You can talk to them about anything, and they're there to listen to you, to talk to you, and to guide you. And second thing, as Rain mentioned, PASS, I loved it during my first year, and I have it this year as well, and it's helping me so much with my stats and everything like that. And I highly recommend doing that. It's not so scary to do it. Your courses seem hard. That's why they have PASS for it, and they're super helpful. They're people just graduate students or someone who's an upper year to you, and they can guide you in such a better way than you'd know. So that's the advice I have: is reach out to your profs, start making connections now so that by the time you're ending it, you have like great rapport with them and you get like all these opportunities that you're looking forward to.
I think that is such a good advice. And I'm really happy that you mentioned that relationship with the professors and using them as a resource as well, because this level of support ranges from your peers, the upper year students in your program, to staff and to faculty. We all want to see you do well and succeed. So thank you so much, both Akriti and Rain, for sharing your academic experiences with us. I think you've done a really good job of demonstrating what a supportive environment we have here at Carleton. And I think, that key message is that university can and probably will be difficult, but there are opportunities and resources there for you to grab onto, and you don't have to struggle alone and in silence. So thank you again for sharing your experiences. And I'll just put my contact information up here for everybody to see. Here we go. So this is my contact information. You can email me directly if you have any questions about what you heard today or anything else. Or at the end of the session, you can visit me in my booth and we can have a live chat. So now we're going to transition into watching a really interesting video that highlights some of our engineers presenting their capstone projects, and then on to the next session. So thank you so much for joining us and enjoy the rest of the event. We are good.
I'm an electrical engineer here at Carleton.
Hello, my name is Eline. I'm an international student from Ghana, and I'm studying computer systems engineering. My name is Hanana Shati. I'm an electrical engineering student here at Carleton.
I'm Thomas Ross. I'm in software engineering at Carleton in my final year. I chose this program personally just because I like to deal with electronics mostly. I like the small things. I like soldering and these type of things. And I was really interested in electronic vehicles. That's why I joined the program.
Hi, my name is Miles Sutherland. I'm here at Carleton University in the Systems and Computers Engineering Department.
Hello, my name is Mena Abdelhadi, and I'm studying biomedical and electrical engineering at Carleton University.
Hi, my name is Tolu, and I'm in 5th year biomedical engineering, and today we're working on our pressure brain capstone project, and basically some of everything we've learned over the past 4 or 5 years that we've been at Carleton.
We're a team of 9 with a bunch of software engineering students as well as electrical engineering students.
This is our pattern vision control robot. So we just make a little robot.
So we've built this device over the past 7 months now, and it's involved a lot of orders of engineering, including software, mechanical, electrical. So that's building a physical product, wiring things together, and writing code for the device. And it's been a ton of fun.
So the way our device works is there's a Bluetooth module, a cellular board, and a GPS board. They all work hand in hand in order to save as much power consumption to be able to not remove the device off the patient's arm for as long as possible.
I'm working on the activity of daily living assessments through use. I chose this project because of my interest in the use of thermal cameras and its applications.
It's to take surgeon's data of the 4 parameters being surge, roll, pitch, yaw, and force, and then compare that to a trainee, eliminating the need for an expert surgeon in the training box.
By the camera video, we can use that video to detect that they're tracking some particular person and let the robot follow the person about 2 meters.
We're trying to put in our biomedical applications and our engineering practices to better the society and help improve health.
We all came together and we had one goal in mind, and that was to do a revolution in the retail industry.
It would help people, it would help others to stay safe in their homes while they're cooking, make sure that they're following a healthy pattern or healthy cooking habits, and to make sure that they're safe in their homes and that they can be with their loved ones. It would give me the source of clarity and peace of mind knowing that she's safe and she's eating, and I would get an alert if I needed to go see her and help her. So that's why I chose to do this project.